Ken, when did I'm just curious, when did you arrive in Charlotte, and was it straight to minicamp for you, or were you able to do anything in the city at all?
No, I ain't get to do too much. I came on the 12th. The first day we got here was a lot of physicals, and like a lot of physicals and stuff. So like by the time we got done with everything, I was exhausted. So after that, I went to the room, we just chilled for the next day, got ready for the practice.
Kalon, one of your teammates was just sitting here talking about how watches you run. He says you glide. You don't run, you glide. Take us back through your past. Like, when did you realize that you were damn fast, and what did all that kind of? Was it real early in life or later on?
Actually, my dad seen that I was real fast when I was younger, because I was 5 years old playing with. I went up in the league. I played tackle like when I was 5 years old. I didn't realize how fast I was till I got to high school and I started running track, like my junior year when I first broke the record. So that's how I realized how fast I was. And plus, obviously, playing football, like you just running past everybody. But track, that's how I really realized. Like that's when I really realized like how fast I really was. And so I kind of went the track route for a little while, and then I think I wanted to stay with football. I stayed the course.
Sorry, what record did you break?
The 100 meter and 200 meter. I broke it my junior year in high school and my senior year. I broke my own record in senior year.
Why did you decide to pursue football instead of track?
I actually almost took the track. With the track route because I know I remember when I was 16 years old. I remember I went to a Boston Boost, go run track, and for like a little event in Boston, and Adidas had offered me like a big 6-figure deal. And I remember when they were gonna get my dad a job and everything. So I'm 16 years old, just thinking about the money. So I'm like, I want to go run track. But luckily, I had my daddy was on my side, my mom was on my side, and actually my daddy went through this same process also. So he was like, why would you go take that one deal when you can go to the NFL? You get paid like on a weekly basis, and you can take the track. And you go to take track, you just get that one deal. So that's kind of how my decision went.
Would you be on a football field if it wasn't for your speed?
Yes, sir, most definitely. I was actually, most people say that I was a track guy to play football. I say that I'm a football guy that's just really fast that ran track, obviously, because I have football skills. So I say yes, most definitely.
What makes you a football guy?
Like I say, my physicality, willing to learn, real coachable, and I say just the small things, the small details that you can always learn from a coach that's always been coaching for years and years and got a lot of experience. So that's kind of where my passion leads to.
Were those records national or Texas?
One national, one Texas. Actually, the Texas record was actually my dad's record. Actually, so yeah, my junior year he had a 10.2600 and I broke it with a 10.22. And then my senior year, I came back, broke my own record with a 10.04. But if you ask me, it was a 9.9 because I crossed the line at 9.9, but they gave me a 10.04 win 80.
I'm assuming that your family is ultra competitive then. Is there kind of like a back and forth with you and your dad about those records?
Yeah, most definitely, especially growing up with older brothers too. We have like little petty competition, like who can make the best ramen noodles and who can do this the fastest. It was just everything was always competitive in my household. So kind of good competitive nature.
How old were you when you could outrun your dad?
When I was in my junior year, I say when I was 17, he'd say, I argue with him every day. He'll say, if I was in my prime, you couldn't beat me. I'd tell him. And actually, I seen his coach, his track coach. He was in high school, and I got a good relationship with him too. Also, he was like, I don't know, but I always tell him like I really feel like I can get him.
Did you ever experiment with the other side of the ball, playing offense?
Yes, I actually I went to college for receiver.
Okay.
But how that situation went, my freshman year, we had a lot of receiver veterans. Like we had Denzel Mims, Chris Platt. And then on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of people was hurt. So like the quickest way I could have got on the field was to go play defense, and Coach Rule allowed me to do it.
Ken, how much does it help that adjustment, you think, having Matt here? A lot of late round draft picks. A lot of them make it, a lot of them don't. But having him here, is that an advantage?
Yeah, I feel like because if anybody, if any other coach really don't know me, I feel like he really know me because he was the one. He brought me into his program when I was a freshman. Him and his staff, they groomed me. They taught me everything. They taught me a lot when I was real young. So I feel like most definitely that is really an advantage because he already know like what I'm capable of.
Did you compete in any like junior Olympics? Were you part of like the U.S. junior team at any point?
I was supposed to, but I didn't go. I went on and went to school.
It would have been when you were like 18 or so? Or?
Yeah, my senior year when I was 18.
Was it a tough decision at all? Or?
Nah, I was ready to go to school, so it was really hard. I wanted to go, but like I'm gonna go ahead and go to school, try to get a head start on the playbook. So that's how my decision
Did
went.
Taylor try to get you to do both sports at all?
I did track too.
Okay.
I did track for one season.
What has Coach Rule communicated to you about your role? Are you an outside guy? Are you a slot corner? How are they using you?
Right now it's just outside guy right now. Just learning the basics of everything. We got a lot of guys. Everybody not gonna make the team, so everybody just trying to focus on one little thing. And then I'm pretty sure like as we get down that road, you try to use me even more. I feel like.
Are you most comfortable outside or?
Outside, but I really feel like I could play inside also. 'Cause, I actually learned a lot. I know the defense, the players that we have installed these last 2 days. I know it really well, so I feel like I can play the nickel spot.
If I could ask you about that, I'm sure that that $600,000 deal that you have, I'm sure that was a tough decision. What ultimately gave you the comfort to go into the football world?
That was something I always did. That was my passion. That's where my passion always was. I played football since, like I said, I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. And track just came when I was in high school. And I knew, like, my daddy always had the track background. My brother did track in high school. So I decided to go run track. That's kind of where I got to run track at. But that's why I said football was always my first passion. And then I played basketball a little bit, but it was never track.
Who was the first person to call you Boogie? Who was the first person to call you Boogie?
My parents, the name actually came from, like, I used to like to dance when I was younger. The dance was called the Boogie, so I don't know what the dance was. I don't know how it went, but the name really just stuck, and how it got out. It started at my games. My mom and my dad always say, "Let's go Boogie," and everybody was like, "Who was Boogie?" So that's how the name. So I changed my social media name to Boogie, and that's how the name really got out.
Who's judging the ramen noodles competition? I just gotta know.
My mama.
I was just wondering. I wanted to re-clarify my question. When you were faced with the decision to turn down the deal to run track, like how do you come to that decision? Like, okay, I'm gonna pass up a lot of money, and take a chance on football. Like, how did?
Like I said, I just stuck to the course. Just keep it from day one. I always wanted to be in the NFL. Track was never a thing that I wanted to go do, but it was just something that just happened out of the blue. So it was always, like I said, it was always football. So I stuck with the course.
Thank you, Kevin.
I appreciate you.